The latest Fox News poll shows President Trump is closing the gap on Joe Biden, who leads the president by 5 points among registered voters. That's down from 12 points in June. Even as Biden maintains that slim lead, 51% of voters say they believe President Trump will win re-election, while 42% say he will not win. Power panel now. Leslie Marshall, syndicated radio host, Fox News contributor. Gianno Caldwell, Fox News contributor and political analyst. Gianno, what's happening?
Well, I mean, the polling is bearing out. We're getting closer to Election Day, so we'll notice that those polls are tighten even more, especially around the debates. But I'll tell you this, Joe Biden, I'm sure a lot of folks in his camp realize that he has a lot of issues. I've talked about this in my book, Taken for Granted. What he's done is taken for granted the African-American vote the Democratic Party has for years. And there was recently a study done at American University, a swing voter study specifically for African-Americans. And what they discovered is, in 6 battleground states, African Americans under the age of either 30 or under feel as though they are less enthused about Joe Biden presidency. In addition to that, this is a very interesting point. They're less likely to see Donald Trump as a racist, which I thought was very, very, very interesting. So considering the fact that you got Joe Biden, who's the 94 crime bill, you got Kamala Harris with a prosecutorial record that a lot of African Americans don't like. If he cannot get the enthusiasm that Barack Obama got in 2008, he's toast. And right now, he's toast.
Leslie, you know, it's interesting because my big question, and my team is asking and inviting Kamala Harris to come on every day. We have a lot of issues we'd love to talk with her about. She is resonating with some voters. And the president, the former vice president talked about how a black woman needed to be who he would likely pick and so on and so forth. We're not seeing much of her with him. And it sounds like from what Gianno is saying, he could use her help.
Well, there was a lot of enthusiasm when he first announced. We saw a lot of money that came into the Biden campaign, and she and Joe Biden should sit down with every single person on every single network, especially someone like you, Harrison. I've told you off the air before that my side and my camp view you as a very fair journalist and host. And she's to sit down with a strong woman, a strong African-American woman, I think, quite frankly, would benefit Kamala and the Biden-Harris ticket. But I want to talk about Gianno's numbers because I have some numbers too. I want to look at 2016 versus 2020. And if you look at enthusiasm among Latinos, it's up 9% for Biden compared to 2016 for Democrats in the Democratic ticket, and among African Americans up 14%. 60% of those right now, Harris, that are going to vote are angry and going to vote against Donald Trump. Anger can be as much of a motivator as enthusiasm can. We just need to see if the Biden-Harris ticket will get that base out in November to vote or to fill out that ballot from home.
Well, thank you both for your words about my journalism. I do want to put this up. A new Fox News poll shows that Trump voters are driven more by enthusiasm for their candidate, while Biden voters are more driven by fear than any other candidate. So those are those exact numbers you're talking about. So then the question becomes, one is about emotion, fear. Enthusiasm sometimes we've seen bear out by the actions that people take at the polls. We had over 100 million people who didn't vote last time.
Yeah. Yeah. And what's particularly interesting